Hey and welcome to the Daily Manchester United News Show. Let's begin with our daily news. Luke Shaw issues apology to Manchester United fans. Luke Shaw apologized to the supporters after Manchester United suffered a humiliating 7-0 defeat to Liverpool on Sunday. It was a night to forget for the Red Devils as Liverpool ran riot at Anfield. Man United players were abysmal, and one of the chief culprits was Shaw. Speaking after the game, the left back admitted that it was an embarrassing performance from his team. He said, "It's hard to explain this. I think the standards where we have been, it was nowhere near it. I feel embarrassed for the fans and the people who were watching us. I can only apologize. It's not going to be easy watching this back, but Ten Hag is going to make us watch it back and show us what we need to learn from this embarrassment." Man United have shown their character and resilient nature this season by bouncing back after heavy defeats. However, the Liverpool result came just 1 week after the Carabao Cup triumph, which is very surprising. The Red Devils were dark horses in the Premier League title race, courtesy of their spectacular form post the World Cup, but those expectations ended with Sunday's thrashing. Erik Ten Hag has been stern with his players after their defeats and will likely hammer them on this occasion. The way his players put their heads down and accepted the result was the most surprising part. Man United host Real Betis in the Europa League on Thursday. It's a quick round for Ten Hag, and he needs to get his squad back to their best. After doing all the hard work against Barcelona in the previous round, United are the favourites to win the Europa League. They cannot let Sunday's shocking defeat affect their next performance. Erik Ten Hag reacts after Man United's 7-0 humbling by Liverpool. Manchester United manager Erik Ten Hag slammed his players following the embarrassing 7-0 Premier League defeat to Liverpool on the road on Sunday. The Red Devils had a good first half performance against Jurgen Klopp's side at Anfield, and they only went behind after a late strike from Cody Gakpo. However, United capitulated following the interval, conceding as many as 6 goals. This is now the club's joint worst defeat, a record previously held in 1931. Speaking after the game, Ten Hag was frustrated by the result and said that the performance was unacceptable as the players failed to track the runs. He told ManUnited.com, "You can have setbacks, but what can't happen is you don't stick together. You have to do your job. It's not possible to make the wrong decisions in the transitions. We didn't track the runs, we didn't track back, and that for me is unacceptable. As a squad, as a team, you can't allow this." The United boss apologized to the away fans in his post-match interview. He said, "That was tough and we really have to thank them. I can't blame them for leaving because it was a really bad performance. I am ashamed of myself for the fans. I am surprised because I have seen the last weeks and months this team is resilient and has a winning attitude. Second half, we didn't have a winning attitude at all. We didn't stick to the plan and we didn't do our job. This is not the Manchester United of the last week. A determined team with self-reflection. I didn't see it back. I said what I had to say to the players. I am curious about their interpretation of the game. We didn't track back and it was really unprofessional. We have seen in the past we can bounce back after Brentford, after Manchester City. This is definitely a strong setback and is unacceptable. I am really disappointed and angry about it." The humbling defeat was obviously unexpected, and Erik Ten Hag will want a strong response from his side when they host Real Betis on Thursday night. The Dutch tactician is bound to make changes to the starting lineup. It could start from the defense, where Luke Shaw and Diogo Dalot could be dropped. Gary Neville rips apart Bruno Fernandes after the Portuguese pleaded to get substituted against Liverpool. Former Manchester United captain Gary Neville labeled Bruno Fernandes a disgrace for his antics during the shocking defeat to Liverpool yesterday. Liverpool demolished the Red Devils 7-0 at Anfield, which included scoring 6 goals in the second half. Bruno Fernandes, who wore the captain's armband, was among the worst performers. Neville was on punditry duty for Sky Sports during the game. He claimed Fernandes pleaded to be substituted when Anthony Elanga was introduced in the 85th minute. He said via Manchester Evening News, Bruno Fernandes is standing in the center circle with his arms raised, saying, "Why aren't I coming off?" Honestly, I have to say that some of his behavior in the second half has been a disgrace. He's been brilliant for Manchester United at times with his assists and his goals. The second half has been an absolute disgrace, a shambles, epitomized no more by the captain Bruno Fernandes, who I think has been embarrassing at times in this game. With Harry Maguire warming the bench for most of the season, Erik has trusted Fernandes with the captain's armband. The Portuguese player has been terrific for United since he arrived 3 years back. However, he often lets the supporters down with his annoying behavior. During the game, he went down clutching his face after Liverpool's Ibrahima Konate barely made contact with him. He went down looking for a penalty against Alisson's challenge, who made minimal contact with the midfielder. He even gave a slight nudge to the linesman but escaped a booking. Fernandes often widely waves his arm towards his teammates to show them his frustration. There is no doubt that Fernandes is a star player. He generally plays for the badge and gives his all on the pitch. However, when things are not going to plan, he can be a liability. David De Gea issues a statement after Manchester United defeat to Liverpool. Manchester United goalkeeper David De Gea has issued a statement on Instagram after the defeat to Liverpool. De Gea conceded 7 goals for the first time in a Manchester United shirt as the team were thumped at Anfield. United lost 7-0 with 6 of Liverpool's goals scored in the second half. It was a sickeningly one-sided scoreline, which has the potential to haunt United for a while. It may not be easy to brush off. David De Gea did not have a good game, and he was not alone. Not a single player performed well, as our ratings from the game spell out. De Gea said that he acknowledged post-match messages on social media after a loss can be divisive, but he wanted to say that he recognized it was a disastrous result. His message read, "I know this message don't sit well on such a day. This was a disastrous moment for us, and this result shouldn't happen, especially with the journey we are all on. We have a duty to this club, a responsibility to represent the badge, but we have many opportunities to look ahead, many games coming fast, and we have to lock our focus on this. Manchester United have not lost often this season, so we have been spared this kind of post-match apologies, which became a weekly occurrence last season until there was nothing left to say. The goalkeeper would have hoped these kinds of results were a thing of the past. This was a wake-up call to a squad which had been talked up as title contenders by some. This couldn't be further from the truth. A week ago, the team were celebrating winning their first trophy. This defeat has killed that momentum, and while there are many more games ahead, this result will sting for weeks." Lisandro Martinez loves the chant for him by the Manchester United fans. Speaking to TYC Sports, Manchester United defender Lisandro Martinez loves the chant sung for him by the fans. The Argentine World Cup winner has been one of the best players in the side since arriving last summer from Ajax. Amidst doubts over his defensive capabilities due to height, he has banished all that and come along very well, ignoring the Liverpool debacle for sure. Martinez's reading of the game and tenacious nature is what United have been lacking in the past few seasons. He would continue to do well despite the bad result at Anfield. Talking about his chant before the Liverpool match, here is what he said. "Manchester is a club with a lot of history, one of the greatest in the world. I really enjoy playing here. It's a source of pride. The support of the people is incredible. As a visitor, it seems that we are locals. They are very passionate. For me, it's a huge pride to play for Manchester United in the best league in the world, that people feel identified with me. It makes me give everything on the field. I get goosebumps when they chant Argentina, Argentina." We will see much more of the 25-year-old in the coming seasons. The more he settles down, the better he will get alongside the experience and the quality of Rafael Varane. In spite of the hammering at Anfield, Martinez and United need to realize that there are two cup competitions they can still win. The first leg of the last 16 Europa League tie against Real Betis is coming up on Thursday. The Red Devils have shown their bounce back abilities after heavy defeats this season. The last time they got bruised like this was early in the season at Brentford. They came back with a 2-1 win over Liverpool at Old Trafford. Erik Ten Hag would be happy that the next game is at home on Thursday. We hope that the fans will be behind their players to an important result for progression in the European competition. Martinez's presence at the back will be important. Manchester United join race for Crystal Palace defender Mark Guehi. Manchester United have joined the race for Crystal Palace defender and England international Mark Guehi, according to reports via Manchester Evening News. In the upcoming transfer window, Erik Ten Hag is looking to add a central midfielder and a striker to his squad. However, depending on the outgoings, a centre-back could also be pursued. The 22-year-old is one of the possible options the Red Devils are eyeing in case they need to bolster the backline. However, his current contract expires in the summer of 2026. As a result, the Eagles could ask a hefty fee for the former Chelsea Academy star. Guehi made his way through the youth ranks at the Stamford Bridge side. In the summer of 2021, the Selhurst Park side signed the defender on a permanent basis from the Blues. Since the previous campaign, the 22-year-old has been one of the best centre-backs in the Premier League. He has also been capped by the Three Lions under Gareth Southgate this season. The youngster has once again been pivotal to Patrick Vieira's team. He has made 27 appearances in all competitions. At the moment, United have a stacked defense. Rafael Varane and Lisandro Martinez have been Ten Hag's preferred duo at the back. The French and Argentine have been steady for the most part. As a result, other options like Harry Maguire and Victor Lindelof have fallen down the pecking order. The two have struggled to get regular game time under the Dutch manager. Therefore, it would not come as a surprise if either our captain or the Swedish national decided to leave the club for opportunities elsewhere. In that case, a young and exciting prospect like Guehi looks like a wise option to bring into the side. Manchester United believe they can hijack move for 11-goal attacker Benjamin Sesko. Manchester United are looking to add to their attacking options at the end of the season, and they have identified Benjamin Sesko as a potential target. According to a report from Football Insider, the 19-year-old RB Salzburg striker is one of the names on their wish list. However, Sesko is all set to join RB Leipzig at the end of the season, and it remains to be seen whether the German outfit are prepared to cash in on him right away. The report from Football Insider adds that Manchester United believe the player's move to RB Leipzig could be hijacked, and it remains to be seen how the situation develops. The Bundesliga outfit confirmed the transfer of Sesko back in August. The player will sign a 5-year contract with them until 2028, and the move will be official on the 1st of July 2023. The Slovenian international is regarded as one of the brightest young attacking prospects in European football, and he has a big future ahead of him. If Manchester United can secure his services, it could prove to be a quality long-term investment. Sesko has 11 goals and 3 assists to his name across all competitions, and he could be the ideal number 9 for Erik Ten Hag. The Red Devils have been using Marcus Rashford in a central role this season, and the 25-year-old England international has delivered consistently. However, he is more suited to a wide role, and bringing in someone like Sesko could complete the Manchester United attack. Ten Hag would love to have La Liga star at Man United, but transfer hinges on one thing. Manchester United manager Erik Ten Hag would still love to have Frankie de Jong in his squad, but a transfer remains impossible unless the Barcelona midfielder decides he wants the move, according to Fabrizio Romano. Writing in his exclusive daily briefing for Couch Offside, Romano admitted that de Jong is still a player Ten Hag really admires, But the key thing is that De Jong would need to tell his current club that he wants to leave. The Netherlands international was linked with Man United for so much of last summer, but a deal never materialized as his preference was to stay at the Camp Nou. So it remains to be seen if that has changed since then, or could it change in the coming months. United ended up making alternative signings in midfield, bringing in Christian Eriksen and Casemiro, so Ten Hag might now feel he has enough quality in that area of the pitch. Still, it seems Romano expect the Red Devils boss would still want De Jong as well, which makes sense as the former Ajax man looks a perfect fit for this team's style of play. Romano said, Erik Ten Hag loves Frankie de Jong. We know that very well. It's normal he'd love to have Frankie at Man United, but I always mention the same thing since last June. It's on Frankie to decide his future, and at the moment, he has not told Barca that he wants to leave. He is happy in Barcelona, and so there are no changes at this stage. I will be uploading daily Manchester United news, so keep your eyes on the channel and don't forget to like and subscribe. I appreciate your support. Peace out.